Hey y'all, this is TCA Gamer. We're going to do another information type video here where we cover the recent drop in PSA bulk grading price as well as the new special that they have. So, if you weren't aware, the $30 price was the new price point that you had to be able to submit stuff at unless you wanted to go to the bulk tier, in which that price was at $22. And both of these were drops from previous tiers. We did have an $18 special in July. Many of those cards have been returned, even though we still have cards from 2020 and 2021 that still have yet to be returned yet. We did, PSA rolled out these specials. Well, now there's a new special. So if you're looking at the website and you want to submit, I'm logged into my account, so everything should be here. Hit the little start on the online submission center. Let's just continue. Well, actually, let's delete that one out. There we go. Let's start a new submission because I can remember what I selected on that. So we're going to select the regular small size cards because that's what Pokemon is. We want it graded, no autograph authentication. And if you look down here, bulk now, 1980 to present. Don't need to zoom that far. Is $18. It's $18. It's dropped down from 22 to 18, so that's another $4 drop. So now it's matching that July special that we had, and that's a good price point. I believe a lot of people submitted at that. However, there's also a TCG bulk special, so specifically to trading card games, and it's $15. So it's another $3 drop, and I think that does make a difference. I plan to send in at this $15 level because before this it was at 22, takes $7 off. Now you're kind of getting into another bracket of cards. If they drop to $10, I think people would just be mass sending in cards at the moment. At 15 though, that's a good step down. And that also puts it close to the CGC price. So I mean, that really takes away, I believe CGC had a lot of momentum. And with this price drop, it might shift back towards PSA again. But here are the rules. I mean, let's see if I can zoom in on that. There we go. Make sure you guys can see it. Well, you can kind of see it. Let's zoom back out one more. So it's $15 per card. You got to submit at least 10 cards, which the bulk special was more than that. So no change there. In fact, it actually lowered it a little bit. TCG cards only. So I mean, if you want to do sports, sorry. Cards must have a declared value under 200. That was the same as the bulk requirement before, excluding tall boy, thick patch, all that stuff. For Collectors Club members only, and then turnaround time varies with demand. So here's your two, like the Collectors Club member only. Why can't I just highlight? Come on. Well, the Collectors Club member only thing. If you don't have a membership, you're not going to have access to this. So I don't know if they've actually opened up membership purchasing again, but assuming that they have, just go buy a membership. You're probably going to save, especially if you're going to be submitting at least 20, 30, 40 cards. It's going to drop down $3 per card, and you're probably going to get little vouchers or something. I don't know if they still do that, but they used to give you vouchers, free vouchers. You could have a certain amount of free submissions depending on what kind of membership that you purchase. But the biggest thing right here that I'm worried about is the turnaround time. Turnaround time will vary with demand, but what we've seen so far with the $30, some of those submissions come back, but not all of them have. The $18, those have been, a lot of them have been processed fairly quickly, a lot more quickly than the cards that were in the system from 2 years ago. So I'm thinking that PSA, they've really ramped up their production. Hopefully they know exactly what they're doing, and because they see how they need a new backlog of graded cards because they're running through it so quickly. They have all these people they've hired, the new facilities, the new technology, whatever, all these claims that they've made. I'm hoping that they're trying to prepare for more coming in with prepare in a way that there's work. There's work for the people that are there. They can process all of these new cards so that they're lowering the price and they're passing on the savings to us as the consumer. That's what I'm hoping for, because if you see right here, the turnaround time will vary with demand. I mean, when we were submitting in 2022, it was like 60 day, 85 day. This right here is open-ended. This could mean a year. 2 years, 3 years. I mean, who knows what it means? I mean, it could turn into a disaster type thing, but I'm really hoping that's not the case. I'm hoping that PSA knows what they're doing. They're looking at their capabilities and how much they can actually process and have graded and sent back in a reasonable amount of time. And that's where they're using this $15 tier to open up cards to the masses. And now, whether or not they get inundated or not, that will also play a factor into whether or not, if they get in just, say they get in 10 million cards within the first week, they probably need to stop. They'll be like, all right, this price is just too low. I don't think that they're going to get, in a crazy amount. But the fact that they only opened up to the TCG, that should be a good indicator. Then they could probably figure out what they want to do with sports and other places. But I'm just really hoping that this is handled well, so that, because I'm going to send in cards too, but I really don't want my cards to be gone for 2 years. However, you got to prepare for that. We've already learned from the past that when these low rates come in, if you send in a lot of cards, it's possible that they're just going to get there and they're going to be stuck, and you can't really do anything about it. So if you do send in a lot of cards, keep that in the back of your mind, and know that, if they are stuck there for 2 years, you still got to pay for it, once they are processed. So another thing to think about is, what cards are you submitting at the $15 price? Because the prices have come way down. Like, there are PSA 10s that I've been selling for around the $15 price, free shipping. So don't be sending in everything just because you think that if it gets a 10, it's going to be a moneymaker. Keep in the back of your mind, if you're trying to sell these cards, then what's it going to be worth when it comes back in a PSA 10? And is everybody else thinking the same thing? Because it's not what it will sell for today, it's what it will sell for then when you get that card back. And by then, and all the funds that you've put into buying those particular cards, can you live without having that sale and paying taxes, on the cost of goods that technically haven't sold through within this calendar year? So that's a lot of things to think about, and I hope you guys that are submitting for your collection, that this bulk special opens up some doors for you. I realize it's not only resellers who are going to be sending cards in. So yeah, I think it's good. It's great that CGC and PSA have a good competition right now, because it is allowing us as the people who want to submit the cards to have these lower prices, and I hope that it continues in this fashion, because it definitely works out for us. Now, whether or not it's a good thing long term to have this many slabs on the market, who knows? I mean, there's no way we can predict everything that's going on, but I think this is an overall plus for everyone. And whether or not we continue to see the prices slide back, who knows? I mean, I guess it really depends on how many cards are submitted. I could be wrong. Maybe nobody submits at this price, and PSA wants to keep that their production amount of cards that they're going through and actually grading each week, month, whatever, up to a certain amount. And if they're not getting it at 15, maybe they lower the price again. So who knows what's going to happen with this, but I thought it was very interesting and wanted to mention it to you guys. Thanks.